This is just my dream come true.
Could be
How you
worse.
feeling?
It could be.
Fine.
When
Good.
did
Yeah.
Did you know? Did you have a pretty good indication after you came back from Rutgers you'd be cleared for practice and get ready for Thursday?
Yeah. I fought with the medical staff a little bit because I really wanted to play. I don't like sitting out of anything, but they had my best interest in mind, and they thought that I needed a little bit more time.
So Henry told you no, you had to sit.
And the doctors, it was a combination of both.
When they said concussion-like symptoms, what were you feeling?
I started noticing it a little bit at halftime during the Purdue game. It's just my head started pounding. Once I sat down in the locker room, it felt, like I had a pretty bad headache and kind of getting a little bit dizzy, but not bad. I've played basketball with a headache before, so it didn't seem any different to me. And then after the game, I felt way more tired than normal, just way more fatigued. And then I told Henry about it, and next day I just wasn't feeling well at all. And luckily we had a day off. I fully expected to be back for the Rutgers games, but they didn't think it was best for me.
Do you know when it happened in the first half?
Yeah, it was when I got elbowed in the face. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Had you ever had a concussion before?
No.
Were you scared that? I mean, that's stuff.
No. I knew it wasn't probably that bad of a concussion because, just talking to people who have had concussions before, I didn't feel, like what they described. I wasn't really sensitive to light or noises didn't really irritate me. So just other than a headache and, a little bit of, unnormal fatigue levels just, kind of triggered it a little bit, I guess.
So you got you were told absolutely no, you weren't playing when Sunday morning?
The night before the Rutgers game. I met with doctors before we left, and then I was so mad about it once we got to practice that I actually ended up calling him from the Rutgers arena. But they were just looking out for what's best for me, and they didn't think it was right for me to go and take another chance to get hit in the head again.
Can you describe what it was like during the game? I mean, obviously things were going well in the first half, you figure all's well, but then as things started to unravel, what was the feeling like?
I just approached it as a normal basketball game. I've played through injuries and headaches and not feeling well before, so I just didn't think of it as anything different.
Was it frustrating knowing that how much your presence impacts this team to see the way things unfolded in the second half?
It was definitely hard to sit by and watch. I was trying to do whatever I could to motivate people, talking to people like Zach, who I knew needed to step up, people like Vito too. But there's not much I can really do about going out on the court and doing anything when I'm on the bench. So, it was definitely frustrating, but it's a learning experience for my team, and we'll grow from it.
You can make a difference now that you're returning to court, and what's got to be different now with losing Trey?
The leadership of everyone, has to step up. Trey is such a great leader out on the court, and it really can't be replicated what he does for this team. I know he takes a lot of the criticism for a lot of different things, but he's also, probably the biggest motivator we have on this team. So we're going to miss him a lot, and hopefully he can get back as soon as possible.
What do you expect from Bronson? I know he made his first start against Rutgers when you were out, but this is a completely different situation.
Bronson's going to have a lot, on his hands the next few days. It is definitely tough going from, a 6th or 7th guy to, playing starters minutes, literally overnight. So he's ready for it, and I know he'll figure everything out. It might take a few days, but I know he'll be ready for when Nebraska comes.
Sam was asked after the Rutgers loss about comparing it to last year when you guys suffered your first Big Ten loss at Indiana and how things kind of spiraled out of control, what you learned. What did you learn from last year, and what can you do to avoid compounding it this year?
We learned last year that one game can turn into more than one game. And we know that, we had a bad loss. We got to learn from it. We got to move on from it. We can't live in the past. And we can take a lot of things from the Rutgers game and, use it going forward, but we can't, hang our hats on that game and let it affect 2 or 3 games.
Do you have any concerns about just depth on the back end? So now that Trey's out, everybody kind of moves up where Shelby's going to play a little more. I know Bo's kind of played 7, 8 guys, but just what are your thoughts on what
It's hard to replace someone like Trey. We'd really rather not do it, but now we have to. We don't have a choice. So, I know people will step up. It's just going to be the senior leaders and people like me and Josh and Douye stepping up and really motivating people to, you know, be focused and be ready for whatever's thrown at them, because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to play more. You don't know how the rotation's going to shake out. It's like going through it all again. You know, when one big piece like Trey drops, it's difficult to, you know, kind of get a new rotation, but I know we'll have it figured out because Coach probably already has a game plan ready for us.
Frank,
Have you talked?
people needing to step up as leaders? It seems like that's a role you're more comfortable in this year. Is that accurate?
Absolutely. You know, it's my senior year and it's my last chance to win a Big Ten championship, and you know, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get that done. And whether it's motivating people, you know, being a more vocal leader on the court and off the court, I'm going to do whatever it takes.
Have you talked to Trey since he found out that he was going to be out for an extended period? How's he doing?
He's got a positive attitude about it. You know, some people could feel down in the dumps, but I know Trey, you know, is just doing whatever he can to get back. It's really unfortunate, you know, timing-wise, but I know he'll be back and as quickly as possible and ready to lead the team again.
Is it a lift for you guys to know that 6 weeks there's still some season left when he so it's not a season-ending injury that he will be back?
Yeah, you know, I know Trey's going to be on the sidelines in every practice and every game, you know, coaching up people. You know, he's got a great attitude and he's a great leader, and I know he'll be there with us every step of the way until he can come back.
How similar is Nebraska from the last time you guys faced him in Lincoln?
They got the same team. You know, they got two great scorers in Turan and Siobhan, and it'll be difficult to kind of game plan for those two guys, but you know, we'll be ready for whatever they bring at us.
What was the trip back like for the players from Rutgers? What did you guys talk about?
It was tough because, you know, we went in there regardless of who was playing, expecting to win the game, and you know, to have a 12-point lead or whatever we had at halftime, and you know, have such a bad second half, it was definitely frustrating. I know everyone was mad, you know, and losing Trey obviously just, you know, made that way worse. So, you know, it was kind of one of those trips when nobody really said much on the way home. You know, just everyone was kind of processing everything and trying to figure things out. And I know I talked with a couple of the guys yesterday, and we're all ready to move on from it and learn, you know, and film today, and then get ready for Nebraska.
Thanks, Frank.